Hey guys, welcome back to Cody Tarot. I'm your tarot reader, Cody, and today we have an urgent message. An urgent message from your soulmate. So today we're going to be getting a message, a channel message from your soulmate. We're going to be seeing if they need to say anything to you in particular right now. This can be a soulmate you have not met yet. This could also be a soulmate that you already know or have already met in your life. So if you kind of have an idea of a soulmate, or there's been a soulmate that's been lingering around in your mind lately and you know they're your soulmate, this is probably a message from them. Otherwise, if you don't have anyone in mind when you came to this reading, this is probably going to be a message from a future soulmate or someone that you have not yet met, basically. So let's get into the crystals and then we'll get started with the video. So for our first crystal we have is Sodalite. That's crystal number one, group number one. Group two is Citrine. It's group two. Group three is Amethyst. It's group three. Group four is red Hematite Quartz. So that's group four. And group five, last but not least, is Aquamarine. So this is group five. So take all the time you need to pick your crystal. You can pause the video here if you need to. And with that said, we're going to get started with group number one, the Sodalite. So remember, pause that video if you need a little extra time to choose your crystal. Hey group one, this is if you picked the Sodalite right there. So let's get into your reading. Today is going to be about a message from your soulmate. So we're going to first draw an animal oracle card to see who your soulmate is. If you guys have watched my readings before, I kind of figure out the layout of all the piles like in group one's reading, and then I kind of just go with that for the rest of the group. So we'll see. Let's see who group one's soulmate is that's coming through. Who wants to come through for group one to share a message today? And we have Pig Spirit coming through. Then let's get a chakra oracle card for part of this message. We have It Is What It Is, and Smoke and Mirrors also wants to come out, so I'm going to take both of those. We have It Is What It Is and Smoke and Mirrors, and then I'm going to get some tarot cards for this group as well. What deck do I want to use? That's the question. I think I'll use this Light Series tarot deck. Okay, and then we're going to get a message. These tarot cards tell us more of the message. What does group one's soulmate want to tell them today? We have the Two of Wands, we have the Three of Swords, and we have the Hierophant. I think I'm actually going to pull one more card actually. Let's see, Seven of Pentacles. Okay. Okay. Let's see what your soulmate wants to tell you today. Okay, so first let's start with your animal oracle card. We have Pig Spirit, use your mind wisely. Hold on guys, I just realized I'm not wearing my glasses. Hold on, let me go get those. Okay, got my glasses on. I can actually see the cards. I can kind of see the cards without my glasses. It's just, they're a little blurry. Okay, so Pig Spirit, use your mind wisely, and 47. That's the part that I want to look at, was that number. 47, I believe, boils down to a 2. numerically. So I feel like your soulmate is someone who you had like a close one-on-one connection with. This could be someone who in your past with the pig spirit, use your mind wisely, that you had like an intelligent connection with, is kind of what I'm seeing. This person possibly could be very fair-skinned. That's for some of you. For some others of you, that's not going to matter. But that's just confirmation for those who you're thinking of this particular soulmate. But yeah, you had a close one-on-one connection with this person. You guys were probably involved in some kind of partnership or tied in some way, whether that was a relationship, a business partnership, or I'm seeing with an intellectual partnership. Like maybe this soulmate was how do I put this? Like a classmate or someone you had in a class where you were partnered up for a group project or something like that, and you had to have a partner for a project, and you guys just really clicked, and you found through this project that you really had like a really great time on this project, and you really helped each other out in so many different ways, and maybe you guys just really clicked, is kind of what I'm saying. For those of you who this soulmate is someone coming into the future, I do see that you could meet this soulmate at school or in an educational setting, and this could be someone you have a strong mental connection with, strong mind connection with. So it's either that you're meeting them in like an educational place, like an educational institution or something like that, or you have a strong mental connection with them. For example, you guys might like solving word problems together. You might do different things. Like, for example, if you both study astrology, you'll be fascinated by how the other person's mind works with astrology. Like, you'll have an insight about an astrological insight, and they'll like reciprocate that insight and then add to it. It's kind of like a really cool thing like that. So yeah, with use your mind wisely, I do see that this soulmate, their main factor that they kind of are wanting to come through as is that they're intelligent. They're kind of an intelligent soulmate. So this is someone that you see as very intelligent, that you view highly as far as their mental capabilities. And with the two here, it's someone you had a really strong connection with, a strong partnership with. So let's get into what they're trying to tell you here. We have 6 over here with is what it is, and Smoke and Mirrors 42 boils down to 6. 6 typically, from what I remember from my Angel Numbers book, talks about like not letting the material world affect you so much, is kind of what I remember. And that's what's coming to mind with the number of 6 right now. So that might be something that maybe you guys are struggling with, that maybe you are more focused on the material world or like physical things, and maybe it's time to kind of let some of those go. So that's something that's coming through, or that could just be a confirmation that maybe you guys are struggling with that right now. Overall, your soulmate has a message for your life with, there is some people with the 3 of Swords and Smoke and Mirrors here that you are hiding from, or you are not being your full true self with. And it's for good reason. I feel like these people are trying to really dig into you. They're trying to really analyze your personality, or they're trying to really get involved in your life or something like that. And I see that you're kind of showing these people smoke and mirrors, basically. Like, they're not being able to get through, right? Like, they're trying to see who you are, analyze who you are truly and in like great depth, but they can't really do it. It's like they're grasping at straws with you, right? And it's kind of this frustrating thing where it's like, will you stop trying to figure me out? You know, I can kind of see that your soulmate is kind of having sympathy for you guys, because you're in this place where you're like, okay, will you stop trying to figure me out? You know, and your soulmate is telling you that, like, I would never try to do that to you. Like, I would never try to analyze you to death, or I would never try to like figure out your motives. I kind of take you for what you are. You know, with it is what it is, they're saying, I take you for what you are. I take you for how you come across. I take you for the person you present yourself as, not necessarily that there's any kind of deeper motive. I just see you as who you are. So I'm seeing this as like really like an amazing thing, because they truly see you for you. You know, they don't dig any deeper. They don't try to find any underlying motives to your behavior. And they're basically saying that, like, with them seeing you how, like, for example, with them seeing you for how you truly are, they're also saying that, like, it's just going to happen. They're saying that, like, you guys have kind of that personality that, like, people are going to want to dig deeper. They're going to want to see more into your personality. They're kind of like curious about you. I see that you guys might have a sort of like mysterious temperament, or something about you in a way is kind of mysterious to other people. So people want to like analyze you or dig deeper. They kind of want to probe you, is kind of what I'm seeing. They kind of want to, how do I put this? They want to figure you out, and they also want to like see what's hidden underneath the exterior, basically, because they see that you kind of put up these defenses, is kind of what I'm seeing. It's interesting because I'm seeing this doorway here with it is what it is. There's like a doorway back here. And then with this smoke and mirrors, there's like a portal or a smoke portal. I am seeing people kind of get lost with these spirals in the mirror. They get lost and hypnotized by the mystery that you guys have, you know? And then that's what makes them want to kind of keep digging deeper. And you guys might not realize it, or you might hate this. You might be like, gosh, I wish people would stop like paying so much attention to me. I wish they would stop trying to like analyze me so much, you know? I'm seeing this could get really frustrating. Your soulmate is saying like, there are people out there like me who will not analyze you. And if you haven't met me yet, I'm going to be someone who doesn't analyze you. So it's going to be a breath of fresh air. So be prepared to meet me if you haven't met me. And if you've already met me, there are people out there like me too that won't analyze you. With it is what it is, I see this door, right? I see this as kind of like the actual portal to your inner self. So when people stop trying to look deep inside you and try to figure out what your like your hidden motives are and stuff like that, I see that you're very open with them. Like you open this door and you let them into your inner self. It's like, as long as they're not trying to find out, you guys let them in. It's kind of the vibe that I'm getting. And with it is what it is, I'm seeing it's one of those things where it's like, that's just how you guys are. Like, that's all there is to it. Like, if someone's going to try to force their way in, you're not having it. And your soulmate's basically saying that's normal and that's okay. That you can block those people out. And the more they try, the more they're going to try to get in and stuff. And the more they're just going to see smoke and mirrors. But the people who just see you for how you are and just take you for its surface value for what you are, I see that those are the people that really get to see who you truly are. Like, I feel like you guys open up over time is kind of what I'm seeing. And in a way, it's like, I feel like people falsely analyze you, or they kind of, how do I put this? They project onto you things that you don't really have. Like they'll ask you probing questions and they'll assume you're a certain way when you're not. So I see that people who just take you at face value, take you for how you are at face value, just accept the whole picture with it is what it is. I see that that's like what really is magnetizing for you and the other person for your connections. You know, your soulmate is saying you'll find more of these connections, you know, especially if you guys have tried to make a relationship work with someone who tries to analyze you, right? Your soulmate's basically saying like, get with someone who takes you at face value like me, because that was something that brought our connection together really powerfully. Your soulmate also wants to tell you that they want you to stop thinking about that trip you want to go on. Like, stop thinking about it and just take the trip. Like, just go on the trip. Like, they're saying like, you've been thinking about this trip and you want to go on it, and you're pondering like all the logistics of it. Like, how am I gonna get there? What's the money gonna cost? All this kind of stuff. They're just saying go on the trip. Like, they're saying you can afford it, you can make it work. And if it's not a big trip, then they're saying go on a trip at least. Like, go on a small trip, go on something you can afford. Go on, take a trip somewhere and take that vacation. Get out of your hometown, or get out of your home, get out of your house. Because they're saying that trip is going to bring new life and freshness into your life, basically. With the Three of Swords here, they're saying those people that I was talking about here with these two cards, you can cut them out. Like, there's nothing saying you have to be friends with people who try to analyze you. You can just throw up one wall and then block them and like cut them out of your life from that point on, you know? That's something with the Three of Swords talks about. The Three of Swords talks about loss and heartbreak, but it also talks about severing emotional connections. In the traditional card, there's 3 swords in the heart, indicating that it's like eliminating a person or an emotion or a feeling out of your life, right? And that's where the logic comes in. It's like, sometimes to be logical about things and to have peace of mind, we have to eliminate some kind of emotional component out of our life. So with the Three of Swords here, this woman's tied to a cord to this severed heart, right? She's in pain. The heart looks like it's in pain. So just cut that cord. You know, I feel like with that cord cut to these people, it'll leave you freer to find people who you truly value and appreciate. And your soulmate is saying that's kind of their goal for you. They want you to find more people like them, right? Because they realized you had such a powerful connection. It's possible your soulmate is a really rare person, and it might be hard to find people like your soulmate, or you might think it's hard to find people like your soulmate, or maybe you guys have felt like your soulmate, someone who's really rare. They're trying to tell you there's more people out there that you will connect with, that it's not just them, that there are more people out there you will connect with that are like them, and that you will have that kind of strong mental connection with. It's not about like you two are the only ones meant for each other. Your soulmate's definitely coming through to say there are other soulmates out there for you, and there are other people out there for you that you can connect with, just like you connected with me, basically, or with your soulmate. Sorry, I'm starting to channel them. With the Hierophant here, they're saying you have a spiritual path and a spiritual journey. if you haven't discovered this yet, your soulmate is encouraging you to like meditate, and kind of just discover your inner self, discover your inner being. I see that there's something in this spiritual journey where you're trying to reach. This card always reminds me of enlightenment with the staircases going up into the heavens. You're trying to reach higher spiritual heights. And I see that your soulmate is wanting to tell you that you can reach those heights. They're coming through to say that you're totally capable of reaching those heights. They want to remind you to have a good time too, like have fun, laugh, like have a good time when you're doing this. Like don't take every spiritual thing so seriously. Like you can laugh and enjoy it and have fun. That's something that they want to come across to tell you, because I see that even though you guys had a strong mental connection, you and your soulmate probably had a good sense of humor, or you understood the same type of sense of humor. So I'm saying they want you to have fun with your sense of humor. Even if your soulmate was someone where you didn't, because sometimes when we have a mental connection with someone, our sense of humor, we don't actually experience sometimes the sense of humor with someone else, but we can actually, what's it called? We understand the other person's sense of humor, because it could be like we could receive humor the same way, but maybe we don't give humor the way the other one wants, or something like that. Your soulmate is saying have fun, and don't forget to laugh, and don't forget to have fun on your spiritual journey. You're meant to enjoy it, basically. One last message coming through. This was the extra card that I pulled with the 7 of Pentacles. I am seeing that they're saying that, like, don't worry about your financial situation right now, because it's going to grow in the future. They kind of believe that you have this ability to make anything grow. It's just that they know the things that you put your time and energy into grow slowly. So it's not something that's going to grow overnight. So if you're worried about like, oh my gosh, like I'm never going to get there. I'm never going to have the finances I want. I'm never going to be able to afford that house. I'm never going to be able to afford, you know, like that car that I want or whatever. If you kind of guys are worried about money, I see that they want to tell you that, like, as long as you're building slowly and surely for the future, this is something that could grow for you, basically. You guys have a very nurturing vibe, is kind of what I'm seeing a little bit here with the 7 of Pentacles. This man's kind of nurturing this plant, and he's kind of, I see these like aura, this like yellow aura coming out of his hand onto the plant. So it's literally reminding me that, like, you guys have sunshine in your fingertips. Like, you have the ability to make things grow. So whatever you touch could turn to gold. They're just saying that, like, you have that ability, or you will grow into that ability. So whatever you kind of put your hands on, you can make money at. And that's kind of something that they want to let you know. Let's see if there's anything else. I think that about covers it. The one thing that's coming across, like the message they want to say, is you are who you are, and anyone who doesn't understand that, or wants to dig deeper, or try to analyze you, or try to project their version of your personality onto you, or treats you in a way that doesn't resonate with how you truly want to be treated, those people aren't worth it. This 3 of Swords card's coming in strong, where it's just saying, like, you can totally cut those people out. You can totally, like, leave them and let them do their own thing. You know, it's actually better for both parties involved if both parties kind of give the other one enough space to be their own person, you know. It even could be a part of this could be that, like, the smoke and mirrors you guys project could be leading others on, in a sense, because the way you're evading them, in a sense, kind of creates them to want to dig deeper or get closer. And so they're saying just make a clean break could be beneficial. You know, your soulmate loves you. Oh my gosh, that just came through. Your soulmate wanted to say that they love you. They think you're brilliant. They think you're destined for great things. I see the 7 of Pentacles and the Hierophant. They see you're going to slowly and surely grow into your success. So it's not something that's going to happen overnight. They kind of believe, and the message that comes across from them, whether or not this is how it's going to happen or not, they believe that you're going to grow slowly and surely. And they want you to take everything one step at a time, because they know that, like, taking that one step at a time, you could move mountains, or you could climb mountains, or you could get to the top of the mountain by the time you're finished, and you won't even realize you've gotten there. You're like, whoa, I'm here? Wow, how did I even get here, you know? So yeah, to wrap up this reading, they love you for who you are. Take that trip, by the way, that came through just now. Again, take that trip. Get out of your hometown. This is a strong message coming through, and I'm seeing this coming through with the orange and the card really resonating from something that's coming from their voice. It's like they want you to take that trip, get out of your house, take that trip. That's kind of the vibe that's coming through. They're saying you're going to have fun. You've been inside too long. You've been hiding out too long. It's time to go exploring. So yeah, so I'm going to wrap up the reading there. Thank you for letting me read for you, Group 1. It was really an honor. If you like this reading, please like or comment below. If you really enjoyed this reading and you resonated with my energy, please feel free to subscribe to the channel. We're always welcoming new subscribers here at Cody Tarot. And with that said, we're going to move on to Group 2 with the Citrine. Thank you guys again so much for watching. Bye. Hey, Group 2 with the Citrine. Last group I just pointed like that. So I'll probably do that with next group too. Anyway, okay, so Citrine, Group 2. Let's get your messages. First, actually, I want to... What is going on with this deck? Weird. The deck was like flipped, like half of it was flipped right side up and the other half of it was flipped in reverse. It was very strange. Then I shuffled it for Group 1. I wonder if Group 1 can like see that. Okay, let's, I wonder if it shows up. Okay, so let's see. Who is Group 2 soulmate that wants to come through? Who wants to deliver this message to Group 2? What do they need to say to Group 2? What is the soulmate? Who is coming through? Let's see. Who is coming through? What soulmate is coming through for Group 2? This card wants to come out. We have Dragonfly Spirit. Truth transcends illusion. Then we're going to get these Chakra Oracle cards. Oracle of the Seven Energies is technically what they're called by Colette Baron Reed, if you guys are curious about the decks and the videos. Let's get 2 cards. Oh, wow, these 2 just popped out. Okay, so we have Feeling the World and Ears Wide Open. And we're going to get some tarot cards and we'll get right into the reading. These cards need a good shuffle. Okay, guys, I'm going to take a quick second to turn the air on my house because it's getting hot. Okay, we're back. Let's get these cards shuffled. And we'll draw 4. Sorry guys, I'm being called to shuffle a little bit more than normal. Okay, let's get some cards out here. So we have 3 of Pentacles, 6 of Swords, the World, and 8 of Swords. Okay, let's get into your reading. Okay, so first of all, your soulmate is coming through as someone who... Your soulmate is someone who believes in discovering the truth of a situation, is kind of what I'm seeing. They kind of want to like figure things out as completely as possible before reacting to any kind of situation. They definitely do their research, is kind of what I'm seeing. Also, I am seeing this person could be more delicate in nature, like their physical frame could be more delicate. They could have a more delicate frame. They could seem very mystical, or like, how do I put this? They could have kind of like an etheric kind of vibe to them, but then when you get to know them, they're actually really focused on the truth and like understanding the truth of situations. With 22 here, this adds up to 4, and it's also a master number, so I feel like your soulmate is very powerful. Like they're a very powerful person. They understand a lot about the world. And with truth transcending illusion, the other thing that's kind of giving me vibes about them is that they understand that like there is truth underneath the illusions of life. So kind of like they're the type of person who can break down like illusions that people are creating and find the truth to those illusions, if that makes sense, or the underlying truth of a situation. If you guys watch Group 1, Group 1 had to deal with people like this, like that your soulmates, that like your guys' soulmate was like people that Group 1 had to deal with, but your soulmate's actually good at what they do, and they actually see the truth behind things. They don't like try to dig into things that don't have things underneath. They actually see the truth to all situations. They're very, very smart like that. So let's get into what they're trying to tell you, because we have a lot more messages coming through on what they're trying to tell you. I feel like a lot of you probably already know who your soulmate is. Or, I feel like you came to this reading with that kind of in mind. If you don't know who your soulmate is, you're going to meet them in the future. They have more of a delicate nature is what I'm seeing, but they have more of like a tough, I'm getting honestly like masculine vibes, but like masculine, like really like deep masculine vibes in like a petite masculine body, if that makes sense. So I feel like they have kind of like a small frame, but they might have a really deep voice or something like that. This person. Same if this is a woman, right? It would be like a woman who has a really fragile outer frame, but like her voice is really resonates and is really powerful. And so she has this strength about her. So whether your soulmate is a male or female, they're kind of like this. They have this kind of characteristics on the outside. Okay, so let's get into what your soulmate wants to tell you. So first of all, we have a 3 and the 13 of feeling the world, a 33 with ears wide open, and a 3 of pentacles. Your soulmate is giving you some big, deep clues on your spiritual gifts and your spiritual lessons you're supposed to learn. First of all, with ears wide open, you guys might have clairaudience, or if you haven't developed your clairaudience yet, you will develop clairaudience in the future. This can be just like, okay, so how clairaudience works for me specifically is like, it's like if you're overhearing, sometimes it can manifest not just like in like as voices in your head, but you're overhearing actual conversations in physical reality, and they're kind of dictating directions you should go in life is kind of the vibe that I'm seeing. So ears wide open means just listen to your environment, because any sound could give you a clue, basically. Your angels and guides could also send you signs through auditory signals, so through music, through even like alarms. I know someone who's clairaudience that hears like dings on her phone, and it's like, and that's confirmation from spirit. So it basically anything in the auditory world can be a message. So songs, music, conversation that people are having, especially overhearing other conversations other people are having, that could trigger messages for you that give you messages on how to move through this world. But with also that is coming to mind with the number 3333 or 333. If you see the repeating threes, or you just see a 3 in general, and you're hearing a specific message, that is definitely a sign from your angels and guides. That's kind of what your soulmate wants to tell you. And your soulmate's very spiritual as well, even though they have more of a truthful side to them. And I feel like on one hand, some of you are like, nah, I don't believe my soulmate's spiritual, but they have that aura about them. They are spiritual. They do believe that there is an underlying truth, and that truth could be a mystical truth. That truth could be something that is a hidden truth, right? That could be a secret truth that like not a lot of people know about. Your soulmate also could be into like conspiracy theories, but they might actually be really critical of them at the same time. They might only believe certain ones that they feel like have underlying truth, and then other conspiracy theories, they're like, nah, that couldn't happen, or no, that's BS. Like they really have a way to sift through those kinds of like, how do I put this? Like crazy different kinds of information in order to find the truth of what's going on. Yeah, your soulmate is just trying to tell you that if you're struggling with kind of like auditory issues, or maybe your ears are ringing, or maybe you have, maybe it's like, could be a little bit painful to like hear things in your environment. I'm seeing that this is just a gift that's developing, and to pay attention and to lean into it a little bit more could be beneficial, right? I know like sometimes, different people everyone's different. Like some people's clairaudience could just then be hearing like a voice in their head. But I feel like they're trying to let you know that it's not necessarily like you want to listen to voices in your head necessarily, but listen to the sounds in your environment, right? With feeling the world, they're definitely like empathizing with you as far as like how much you feel for other people in your environment. With feeling the world here, we see that you take on a lot of burdens that are worldly concerns. So for example, if you watch the news, it might be extra hard on you guys. Like if you watch the news or see things on the news because you're feeling the burdens of the world so intensely. So I feel like a lot of you might actually be a little more reclusive, or you might go through a reclusive time. With the 6 of Swords here and ears wide open, I am seeing that like they're saying that like this is just a transition period, right? And they understand that. That's the thing that's coming through. Or at least when they met you or when they knew you, you were going through some kind of transition period where you were developing your spiritual gifts. And maybe there was a period of time where you guys had to leave each other or something like that. Or there was something where you thought they didn't understand what you were going through. The truth is they understood what you were going through. They didn't understand. They might not have understood at the time. They understand it now. The message that's coming through is that they understand that you had to go through a tough time and that you're coming out on the other end of it. They see you as getting through it too. If you're in the middle of this tough time, they see you as getting through it. And one thing they want to tell you is you're going to get through it. You're going to get through this like painful period of your life. You're going to make it out on the other side, and you're going to develop some spiritual gifts along the way, basically. With feeling the world, going back to feeling the world, they're definitely letting you know that like you do feel the world intensely. And because you feel everything in the world so intensely, they're basically saying they're in the nicest way possible, because it's like they're trying to tell me like in the nicest way possible, that you're sensitive, or that you have like a more sensitive side to yourself. And you guys just feel world events very keenly. I feel like you guys actually have a special connection with people from foreign places. You might have a lot of ninth house placements in your birth chart or something like that. There's something about feeling the world really intensely. I might get back to this card because I feel like there might be more messages, but right now I'm not getting anything. So I'm going to keep moving on. With Three of Pentacles, one thing that they're saying is you could find a lot of productivity with your family. Or with working with others. There's something about working within teams that they're saying is really beneficial for you guys. They're saying work with a team, and specifically with your family. If you can include your family in your work, that would be extra beneficial for you guys. They're saying that it would provide a lot of structure for you guys. But yeah, there's something about a family project that could be beneficial, working with family, also just with teams in general. With the Six of Swords, I talked about this briefly. Basically, they understand that you had to go through a tough time. If there were like ever arguments or fights, or there were like tensions because you were going through a tough time and they were like experiencing that with you, they want you to know that it's okay. They understand it. They understand what you were going through. Just like this woman holding a suitcase in this boat, they understand that you are moving to a different place in your life. They understand that you are moving on from something and you are moving towards something new. And so that's kind of what they want to tell you, is that you were in a transition period. And yeah, it was tough. It was a challenge, but they know that's not you necessarily. You were just moving from one state to the next. And they kind of understand that states can have those aspects to them. They can kind of energy transfers from one state to the next. And in that transfer path, you might not seem like yourself, basically, you know? So they're saying that you're going to come out on the other end more like yourself than you realize. Let's see, the World card over here indicates that this feeling the World card and the World card over here, it's just showing me that this sensitivity that you have towards the world, it's gonna get, how do I put this? It's good in the sense that you guys might not think it's good, but it's good in the sense that you can connect with anyone from any part of the globe, essentially, like anyone from any part of the world, because you're tuned into worldly events and worldly things. So you guys might actually get a lot of benefit from like experiencing other cultures, trying different cultures' foods out. I feel like they're trying to tell you that if there's a new experience that you haven't like gone and done that has to do with like other cultures or other people, they're saying go and do it. It's going to be beneficial for you. You're going to learn a lot. They're also saying here with this circle around this woman that you guys are protected from these world things that you're worried about. If you're worried that something out in the world is going to get you, or maybe you like go on the news or something and you hear about, you know, some robbery in like some place of your area or something like that. They're saying that like you're protected from these things. And even if these things happen to you, it won't be as bad as you're seeing on the news, right? It's not going to be as detrimental, is kind of the vibe that they're giving me. They're also saying if you're worried about protection, sacred geometry symbols, if you start getting into sacred geometry and creating like symbols and glyphs of protection around your home or something like that, that could be beneficial. So finding some kind of, I don't know much about sacred geometry, but this message is coming through. They're just saying sacred geometry could be beneficial for you guys, specifically in using sacred geometry to protect your home or to protect your energy. You guys might actually have sacred geometry tattoos on your body, or you might think about getting those in the future as a way to kind of imbue yourself with that kind of energy. That's something that's coming through that they're saying could be beneficial. With Eight of Swords here, they're also saying you guys may have had some issues like looking in the mirror lately. Like you might not like what you see when you look in the mirror, or your physical body is not what you want to see. For some of you, this is just your body weight is not what you want to have as your body weight or something like that. For others of you, it can be as personal and as deep as not feeling like you are the gender or sex that you're meant to be. Like maybe you have I feel like maybe some of you guys are, transgender, or you have some kind of thing like that, where it's like when you look in the mirror, like, oh, I don't like what I see. Like, especially if you're, for example, if you're a girl watching my channel, you look in the mirror and you want to see a boy looking back at you, and you just see this girl, that's something that they're coming through to tell you that, like, one thing that they're saying, their suggestion is to look in mirrors less. Because the mirror is just reminding you and bringing you down of like who you truly are. And so they're trying to say, like, just look in mirrors less. Because whatever the issue is, whether it's body weight or whether it's just whatever the issue is for your physical appearance, however you're looking in your physical body compared to how you see yourself in the mirror, they're saying look in mirrors less. Because they're seeing that, like, the mirrors are exemplifying, that's a word. They're amplifying your negative thoughts, right? You see this woman here, right? And these birds are like tying her up, and they're, she's blindfolded. She can't truly see herself. Even though she's looking in the mirror, she doesn't truly see herself. These birds are kind of all over her, and these birds represent her kind of negative thoughts in this particular card, right? Tying her up. So I'm seeing that they're saying, just try to look in the mirror less, I think there'll be one day where you can handle your image of yourself in the mirror, whether that's through, if you got like a gender reassignment surgery or something like that, or you, like, maybe you started, like, lifting weights and you decided to lose weight or something like that, then basically, like, what they're saying is that, like, maybe you could look in the mirror then. But they're saying, just in general, avoid mirrors. The mirror is not, with the truth transcends illusion, they're basically saying the mirror is showing you an illusion of who you truly are, and you are not that person. You are not the person who is looking, like, you're not that person who's in the mirror, basically. Like, you're your own person, and you have a self on the inside that is separate from, like, how you appear, right? They're also saying that, like, people can see that inner self. They don't look at your outer self and assume that's you. They can see the inner side of you, or at least people want to see the inner side of you. And so they're saying you don't kind of give yourself enough credit that people want to see who you are on the inside. So they are saying it's tough to deal with. Like, it's hard to look in the mirror and not see what you want to see. But they are saying that, like, it could benefit you from, like, not looking in the mirror for a little while and just having that sense of liberation of, like, not feeling, how do I put this? Not feeling that awareness of yourself on that level. And you can kind of then you would truly start to realize, like, oh, who am I on the inside? How do I want to reflect that on the outside? Because it's kind of one of those things where it starts from how you are on the inside. Then maybe if you guys want to change how you dress, change your hairstyle, something like that, instead of just being shown the stark reality of, like, oh, this is what I am in the mirror, you can start looking within and kind of see, like, okay, how do I want to express myself? What makes me feel good? What do I want to adorn myself with? And take an inward approach to your appearance. And I think that they're saying that could be very beneficial in the long run. They're saying they do that too. Your soulmate is saying, like, I do that. I don't dress how, they're saying, like, they don't dress how people want them to dress, or they don't dress in a way that is so conformist. There's something about conforming here. So maybe a lot of you, your image in the mirror is something because you're seeing something in the mirror that is not necessarily, you kind of want people to see you a certain way, and your image in the mirror is not how you want people to see you. And you kind of want to look like other people is kind of what I'm seeing. They're saying just don't look in the mirror, and you're going to start to see your more authentic self from within. Let's see what else is coming through. Yeah, really, with the ears wide open thing, you guys are going to develop clairaudience, and that's going to be really cool. I have a little bit of clairaudience, and it is so helpful. It's extremely helpful. With feeling the world here, I feel like you're going to instantly get a vibe if the clairaudient messages are right for you, because wherever you are location-wise, if you're feeling comfortable and safe, like if you're feeling the world and you feel good, when you get those clairaudient messages, they're going to really resonate. They're going to be really helpful and powerful. If you're in a situation where you're feeling like negative, or you're feeling like pressure from your environment, you're in a place that seems a little hostile, the clairaudient messages could also seem a little hostile. Your person is saying, your soulmate is saying, just ignore them at that time. Wait till you're in a safe space again to hear these messages, because I'm hearing that like the messages you get from the positive vibes of people are going to really guide you down the right path. Your soulmate is just sending me a confirmation message that I delivered the message accurately, which is weird. I don't get messages like that from when I do these things. But that's the message that's coming through. I mean, I'm looking at this dragonfly spirit card, and the image of the dragonfly is like glowing, kind of like not neon, but like it's glowing brighter to me. And so it's just like a confirmation that was like, you've done your job, right? So that's good. So hopefully you guys feel the same if you feel like the reading resonated as well. With that said, I'm going to end the reading there. Thank you very much for letting me read for you. I really enjoyed it today. If you like this reading, please like or comment below. If you really enjoyed this reading, feel free to subscribe to my channel. We're always welcoming new subscribers here at Cody Tarot. And with that said, we're going to move on to group 3 with group 3 with the Amethyst. Thank you guys again so much for watching. I will see you in the next one. Bye. Hey, group 3, this is if you picked the Amethyst. So let's get into your reading. So first I want to get a card to figure out who this soulmate is, like who is coming through for group 3 that needs to deliver a message. This card wants to come out. We have Wasp Spirit. Wow. 2 insects in a row. Previous group had Dragonfly. Sometimes life stings. I feel called to like let you guys know that this crystal in this video is kind of dirty. Maybe I'll refilm the intro and wash them and then give them a clean or something. But this, I'm noticing how, first I noticed how this crystal has like a little bit of dust on it. And with the Wasp Spirit, sometimes life stings. I'll just get in, let me get the rest of the cards and I'll get into the messages. I don't want to jump ahead. Okay, let's see. So we'll get these chakra, Oracle of the 7 Energy Chakra cards by Colette Baron Reed. So we need some, okay, so we have 3 that want to come out. I'm just going to take the top 2. We have Body and Soul and Great and Full. Kind of rhymes there, actually. Maybe your soulmate's a poet. Or maybe you're a poet. Okay, so these tarot cards on the table. Ooh. I don't know why I'm singing to you guys. I'm not a big singer, although it's funny. My parents have this girl staying at their house right now, and she's a Taurus. And whenever I'm up there, I start singing. I don't know if that's like I have like some placements in Gemini, so I don't know if that's like a Gemini. I think it's a Gemini placement interacting with the Taurian placement or something like that, because I don't know. I just keep singing when I'm up there. Okay, let's get these tarot cards out here. So we have Page of Swords, we have Queen of Wands, 2 of Pentacles, and we have 9 of Cups. Okay. Oh my gosh. So I just got a message, and it's very, very sweet. Oh man, I'm like affected by it. Holy shit. I'm starting to tear up, guys. Okay, so whew. Okay, I'm still looking over the cards, but that message just hit me. Okay, let's get into the reading. I think the rest of it's going to come as I keep going. Okay, so first let's get into your soulmate. So your soulmate, with the 6 and the 4 here adding up to 10 and then that reducing to a 1, your soulmate is the boss. Like, your soulmate is coming through as the top dog. Like, this is someone who is alpha male or female material. And with sometimes life stings, they're not afraid to step on someone's toes to get their way in this world, basically. So So your soulmate kind of has a tough personality, right? They understand that life in and of itself can hurt sometimes, and they're not afraid that it hurts. They know that when they put themselves in a situation that sometimes they might get a little bit of a burn from situations that are new or different or something that they're not really used to yet. And so they're saying that, like, even though that kind of hurts and burns, it's important to keep pushing through and keep going through into this life that we have all around us, because even though there's little stressors here and there that wear you down, it's important to go through them, because you're actually going to build up more endurance over time, is kind of sometimes what they're saying. They're also, one thing that they're not afraid to do is, they know you're not like this, by the way. They know that this is how they are. But they're saying, like, they're coming through as someone who isn't afraid to, like, sting others, essentially. Like, they're not afraid to, like, jab someone to get the job done. The person who's coming through is, like, I don't know if anyone here watches Vampire Diaries. I've been, like, binging it. But, like, Damon Salvatore, the brother, the wild brother, right? Like, this is the kind of vibe that I see from this person. Like, they're not afraid to, like, hurt someone to, like, get the mission accomplished. Just kind of the vibe that I'm seeing. This person is definitely coming through as top dog, or alpha male or alpha female. So if this is someone who was in your life who wanted to make sure they were, like, if they were your soulmate and they found you very important, they wanted to make sure you were they were number one in your life, is kind of the vibe that they're feeling. They want to be the number one person. I'm also seeing all these Celtic knot sphere in the background, and I feel like this person has a very complicated inner world. They have a very complicated mind that kind of needs to be pieced together and assembled or disassembled very carefully. And so that's kind of another thing that's coming through with this soulmate, is this is someone who, and if you haven't met this person already, you're probably thinking, like, whoa, what the heck? This person stings people. I feel like they only do it when there's, like, a greater, a greater mission at hand, is kind of the vibe that I'm seeing. It's like, in order to kind of, like, and also they would do it to protect their loved ones. That's coming through very strongly, because I'm getting very much like Damon Salvatore vibes from Vampire Diaries. I'm sorry, guys. It's like, you know, they'll do what it takes to get the job done. Super protective over their loved ones. But kind of like a complicated inner world, like reasons why they say and don't say certain things are, like, complex. Anyway, so let's get into the reading and what they're trying to tell you. Okay, the message that almost made me tear up, that I want to tell you guys, and I want to, like, say it right away. With body and soul here, they're saying that, like, you affected their soul so deeply, or you will affect their soul so profoundly and deeply, you're going to cause them to go through a metamorphosis, is kind of what I'm seeing. They believe they know who they are on a soul level because of you, because you showed them that side of themselves that was that soul version of themselves. With the lotus flower here really represented right in the middle, I am seeing that you kind of let them blossom. You kind of didn't put restrictions on this person. You kind of let them blossom into how they needed to be. And even though you may have been, like, guiding them, or you may have helped them along the way, I see that, like, you let them just grow without kind of censure or judgment, is kind of what I'm seeing. You kind of don't put any restrictions on them, and they kind of appreciate that. With body and soul, they're coming through to say that, like, they want you to focus more on getting into your body more often. They know you're a very soulful person, but they also know that it's important to be in your physical body. So they want to kind of get you to engage in, like, either, like, some kind of physical activity or sport or something to get you physically in your body. They want to pull you into your body, is kind of the vibe that I'm seeing. They see you as kind of like their opposite, is kind of what I'm seeing. They know that because they had to open up their soul with you, or they opened up their soul with you, they see that you are kind of opening up your body around them, or they kind of want that equal exchange of energy. Like, you show them their soul, they're going to show you how to be in your body. They want to show you that it's fun to be in your body, that it's enjoyable to be in your body. They're coming through for some of you. I feel like for a message that's coming through is that this person, this soulmate, may have left you, or you have left them and you guys split up. They're coming through to say they still want you to have a physical life. Like, they want you to engage in sexual activities. They want you to engage in sports. They want you to engage in, like taking care of your health, right? They want you to engage with your body. That's kind of something that's coming through with them. They want you to kind of enjoy that side of yourself. They're also coming through to say that you taught them that the body and soul are linked, that they are one. They are one and the same, that they kind of, you can't have one without the other. And so they're kind of coming through to tell you that you need to listen to your own self here or something like that. They're kind of like take your own advice is kind of what they're kind of coming through to say. With 5 here, they're recognizing that this is going to bring a lot of changes in you. And they know that you're afraid of changes. And they want to let you know that, like, this is okay, like, change is okay. Another thing they think about you is they know that with the Page of Swords here and the Queen of Wands, they see you going through a metamorphosis, right? When you start to embody yourself or when you start to focus more on your body. We have the Page of Swords, and this is someone who's very intellectual. It's a swords card, very intelligent. This is kind of how they're seeing you right now or how they're seeing you before your transformation. They're seeing you as someone who's very, maybe not logical, but very like dreamlike and in their head. And in a way, kind of like fantasizing about things, but not really sharing that information with others, right? They see you as very reserved. With the Queen of Wands here, they kind of see you growing into a really popular person. Like they see you, this person like really sees your potential. And that's something that's coming through with this soulmate is they're like, I see their potential. Like I know they can become this really magnanimous, like magnetic person, right? Like they're going to be so popular with all these little tea-like candles around her. She's like this mother of like all these stars essentially. And so I see that like, how do I put this? The Queen of Wands is someone who still has her mystery too. It's like someone who still has their mystery, but they aren't afraid to shine, right? They aren't afraid to shine when they need to shine. So they're this person who has both. They have a little bit of mystery and they're not afraid to like show themselves when it's needed. So they do kind of see you going through this transformation from someone who's shy and retiring and more intellectual to someone who's more social and passionate. They kind of want to see your passionate side. They kind of want you to explore that aspect of yourself. And they think that getting in touch with your body is going to bring out that side of you, right? That even though you're very soulful and maybe possibly intellectual, but maybe I don't want to say intellectual. I want to say like dreamlike and in your head, because I'm seeing more of like a dreamy characteristic to you guys. But you could also be very intellectual too. But they're saying it's time to get in your body. It's time to feel your passion. It's time to get into life. It's time to throw yourself into it. It's time to take the helm and be that popular social butterfly you've always wanted to be. You know, I'm seeing that this is kind of this vibe of like, they want you to get out there and do things and be with people and see the world. You know, that's kind of the vibe that they're showing me. The thing that's coming through is like experiences. They want you to have experiences, right? With great and full, I see that they want to tell you that it's okay to eat. I don't know why it's coming through. It's okay to eat food, or like it's okay to like indulge every once in a while. With the 4 here, I'm seeing this sense of like security and structure. So they're saying that like, how do I put this? Maybe you guys have struggled with like diets in the past or something like that, but they're kind of trying to tell you that like to feel fulfilled, you need a structure in your life, right? And with great and full, they're saying that is when you feel fulfilled, that's when you're at your greatest, right? So they're saying don't deny yourself. That's kind of the vibe that I'm getting with them, is like, don't deny yourself. Let yourself live a little bit, have a little extra, like do what you need to do to feel full and complete on your own. Like when you feel empty or depleted, that's when you're not at your greatest. So they're trying to say that like when you're full, you're great, you're grand, you can get this trophy, right? And they're saying that adopting some kind of structure in your life with the 4 here to make sure you're staying full all the time could be very beneficial. So on a very physical level, I think they're talking about this more metaphorically, but on a physical level, this could just be like, maybe you forget to eat on Monday and Tuesdays because you're like super busy, and then on Wednesdays you just eat so much because that's your day off or something like that. They're just saying like schedule in your meals throughout your week. So like, for example, maybe you schedule in time to eat something on Monday, or you schedule in time to eat something on Tuesday. And then on Wednesday, maybe you schedule in some time to do some exercise so you're not eating all day or something like that. They're basically saying like having a routine or some kind of structure to your life could help you feel full. Now, let me try and give an example of what this could be like on like a more metaphorical level. Yeah, another thing that's coming through is like, for example, say you guys like binge on video games or something like that. Like maybe you play so many video games that like when the day's over, you have carpal tunnel and your eyes are shot and you can hardly get to sleep because of all the blue light that you've been looking at. It's like they're saying that like take things one step at a time. Like that's depleting yourself, that's emptying yourself. So they're also saying don't use up all your energy all at once. They're saying don't like waste that energy, don't waste that juice that you have. Like keep some reserved. Like stay full, and you'll be great. Like that's how you're going to be great, is staying full. Another thing that this could be is just taking time to rest, right? Until you're rejuvenated and not burning yourself out through every single thing. They don't want you to burn out, basically, is kind of the vibe that they're giving me. And they think they're really thinking a structure could be beneficial for you guys. Also working with the root chakra, because 4 and 5 in this deck deal with the root chakra. Working with your root chakra could be very beneficial to this group. They kind of want to let you know that as well. With 2 of Pentacles here and the 9 of Cups, this is kind of a weird message, but they're coming through to say that they think you can manage your money well. Like they think you manage your money well or just fine is kind of the words coming through. Like they think you manage your money just fine. You don't need help from someone else. They think you can do it all on your own. 2 of Pentacles is like managing funds is kind of how I see this card. So that's something that's coming through. They're also saying consolidate your finances, right? Where there's this woman has 2 pentacles, right? But one's kind of invisible and one's just visible. They're saying like take things where you have like multiples of them in your finances and consolidate them into one kind of portfolio or something like that is something coming through. Make it easier on yourself is something that they want to tell you. There's more to this card. I'm not seeing it right now, but there's more to this card. I'm going to come back to it. I'm going to get to the 9 of Cups. 9 of Cups is just basically saying that you can have whatever you want, baby. That's kind of the way they're taught. The way they're coming through is they're like, like baby, like what's that song? It's like, you can have whatever you like. You can have whatever you like. It's kind of like that. They're kind of just saying like whatever you want, you get, like that's kind of their attitude. And they want you to know that you need a person in your life that's going to be like that. You need someone in your life that's going to let you have whatever you want. Like with Great and Full and mainly with Great and Full, they want you to feel spoiled, right? They want you to like have it all. They really want you to have it all. They want you to have everything. With this 9 of Cups here, I'm seeing this treasure chest in the background and it being opened and this guy flying with all these cups in the air and this light coming from behind him. It just looks like a really glorious card. And I am seeing that they want you to kind of experience the exuberance of having it all. They kind of feel like you deserve that in this lifetime and that they want you to have that. They're the type of soulmate that's like going to treat you right. They're going to take you to the movies. They're going to buy you dinner. They're going to take you to the concerts. They're going to buy you nice things. They're going to buy you all the clothes and the shoes and the good stuff. They're gonna do it all for you is kind of the vibe that this is also coming through for a lot of you as someone who's not in your life yet, and that's coming through as like a person who wants to have like a intimate relationship with you too. So this is someone who wants to like treat you well, and they're saying you deserve to be treated well. They're saying treat yourself. If no one else is treating you, treat yourself. So they really want that. That's like a strong message coming through. With the 2 of Pentacles, the one thing I was noticing is the vast emptiness behind her. There's something about like dealing with money for you guys that might make you feel alone is kind of the vibe that I'm seeing. And so I feel like consolidating your resources could be beneficial, but there's something about finances or your own wealth where you feel alone when you're dealing with it. I don't know. This message is coming through kind of strange and vague, so bear that in mind. I think the main thing is that you're not alone, that like other people have financial issues, not just you. And yeah, other people don't know what they're doing too. It's like other people kind of don't got a clue just as much as you don't got a clue. So don't worry about being alone in your financial issues, Don't worry about being alone in that department. Other people have no idea what they're doing as well. So that's something that they want to let you in on. I think I'm going to end the reading there. Remember, they want, with this change card, the thing that they're coming through and saying is the most uncomfortable. And remember, they believe that you have to go through uncomfortable things to like get ahead in life, right? You have to push through your fear to move forward to the next position in life. And they're saying with this body and soul thing, they want you to get more in tune with your body. And because you're very soulful, you're very in tune with your soul, you know who you are on a soul level, and they think that's beautiful, and you change their life in that department. But they're saying it's time for them to return the favor and help you get into your body. And one thing that I'm seeing, if this soulmate is not in your life yet, you guys might do a lot of physical activities together and get really focused into your bodies together. All right, so I'm going to end the reading there. Thank you guys very much for letting me read for you. It was an honor. And if you like that reading, please like or comment below. If you really enjoy this reading and you resonated with my energy, feel free to subscribe to the channel. We're always welcoming new subscribers here at Cody Tarot. And with that said, we're going to move on to group 4 with the red hematite quartz. Thank you guys again so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye. Hey, group 4, if you picked the red hematite quartz right there, let's get into your reading. So first, let's see who this soulmate is that is coming through. This might be the first time this crystal's been on my channel. But yeah, it's a root chakra stone. This one's a little brown for hematite quartz. Brownish red instead of just red. Let's see. Okay, let's see who this person is. For group 4, who is coming through? This card wants to come out. We have Elephant Spirit, learn from the past. Move this down here a bit. There we go. Then we're going to get 2 chakra. I always want to call these chakra oracle. They're oracle of the 7 energies. I've literally called this deck wrong in every single group. The animal deck is called the Spirit Animal Oracle by Colette Baron Reed too. There's a lot of Colette Baron Reed decks today. So let's get some stuff for group 4, some messages. We have quieting the mind, and we have a higher view. And then we're also going to get some tarot cards. See what your soulmate wants to tell you today. This card wants to come out. We have King of Swords. Let's see what else wants to come out. This card wants to come out. We have 7 of Cups. I'm feeling somber. And so I don't know if the message today is going to be, they might have something difficult to tell you. We'll get into it. I don't know if that's the case. I just felt, I kind of just felt like a strange energy just a second ago. So bear with me. Let's see what else comes out. Okay, we have 2 of Cups. And we have 5 of Pentacles. So let's get into this. There's kind of like one overarching message here. Some confirmations for you guys. If you're already doing this, then you're on the right path. But let me get into this. Let's get into your soulmate first of all. So Elephant Spirit is coming through. Your soulmate is someone who's an older like figure that departs wisdom to you in your life. This could be someone that was an older authority person when you were younger, or someone who was a caretaker for you when you were younger. With the 25 here and the 7, I believe this person had a strong set of values in their faith. They really believed in like a higher being or a higher force, or they had a strong spiritual system that they felt inclined to pursue or something like that. Like they could have either been really religious, or they really believed in God or something like that, or they could have been a witch and they were like an older figure that kind of like had like crystals around their house and stuff like that. This is someone who's just deeply spiritual, and also someone who really learned from their past, right? Or learned from what they went through. So this is someone who probably has a lot of stories in their life and lessons that they learned in their life based on what they went through in their past. So I'm definitely getting someone who's very elderly. Is for most of you, this is going to be someone who's elderly, like a grandparent or grandmother or grandfather. For some of you, because of the feeling I got at the beginning of the reading, it's also for the message, but it's for some of you, this person's already passed on. This is a soulmate who's passed on. They're reaching out from the other side. But yeah, this is someone who is an authority or some kind of elderly person in your life who really taught you a lot is kind of what I'm seeing. And they also had a lot of stories from their past that they learned things from, is kind of the thing that's coming through. They also have, I know I mentioned this before, but I want to reiterate it. They have a strong set of beliefs or a strong faith. So this is some kind of teacher or wisdom person or caregiver in your life that had a strong set of faith. They believed in a lot. Whatever they believed in, they had spiritual beliefs. They had faith in something. So that's how this person is coming across. And in a way, you looked up to them. Like this person seemed kind of mystical in your eyes, or this person seemed kind of wise in your eyes. This is a soulmate that you felt the connection with because part of you is going to develop in a very similar way to them. You might not have the same exact belief system that they had. For example, if they're pretty religious and you end up being spiritual, that's a situation where you might have a different kind of belief system, but you'll still have that strong abiding sense of faith and spirituality that was present in their nature, right? I'm seeing that they are trying to reach out. Well, that's going to be the message, but they're basically reaching out. One of the things they want to tell you is with learn from the past, they might be more focused on the past in life, where you guys watching this might be more focused on the future and what's to come. And one thing that they're saying is that you can be focused on the future, but you can still learn from the past, right? You can still learn from your mistakes. They know that for you guys, it's hard for you to learn from your mistakes. They know that it's hard for you guys to do that. But they know that you are able to. They just see that you're more future focused. And so it's almost like because you're like thinking ahead and like what the possibilities are with the Seven of Cups, we see like all the possibilities, what could happen. They're saying that sometimes you forget what has happened and how that's affected you to this day. And so they are saying a little bit look to the past, but they also are giving you a huge pat on the back for developing your spiritual side if you have. And if you guys haven't developed your spiritual side already and you're just practicing or starting it, they are giving you a huge encouragement. They're giving you a huge push, a huge pat on the back, a huge they're helping you basically, or they're coming through as an energy that's very helpful for you. So let's get into the couple things. Spiritually, they want to let you know that quieting the mind is important for you. This is something that is going to increase your star power, and it's something that's going to help you blossom into the person you're meant to become. So quieting the mind can be done through like meditation. Also, when you're just like driving around, I know sometimes we get like overactive thoughts when we're driving. Sometimes we like think a lot while we're in the car or listening to music or something like that. Quieting your mind and trying to just be present while you're in the car could be beneficial for you guys, just to do periodically. But yeah, quieting the mind, getting yourself in your head kind of quiet. If you have anxieties, you're like racing thoughts or anything like that, they're suggesting meditation because you can really quiet yourself down and get into that peaceful state, right? With the 3 and the 2 here representing a 5, they know that this could be difficult, or they know that this is hard for you. They know that it doesn't come easy to quiet your mind. And so they know it's going to be, it could be a long journey for you to get to this point, but they see it as something that you're going to grow into. And if you have grown into it, or you're already there, they're giving you a huge pat on the back. They're saying you're on the right path. And if you haven't gotten there yet and your mind's still pretty active, maybe you're suffering from some anxiety or overactive thoughts or intrusive thoughts or something like that, they're saying that you're going to get there, that you will get to that point where your mind is peaceful. Yeah. They're also saying with the higher view, this is where you gain a higher perspective on life in general, right? This is where you're going to learn how to have a higher view of things. For example, through quieting the mind, you will have a higher vibration in your mental state. So when you're communicating with people, you will come off as like a person who's more spiritually advanced than other people, essentially. People are going to see you as someone who's kind of like a guru in a sense, because with a higher view here, it's like, you're riding this owl of intuition, right? And the owl is only coming like when it's nighttime, when the light is gone, the noise is gone, and the earth is quiet, right? So it's kind of just saying that when you quiet your own inner mind, that's when this like bright, wise owl is coming through. You guys might actually, the owl might be a spiritual animal for you, or a spirit guide or a spirit animal, where maybe this person's spirit guide was an elephant. This person could have had situations where they lived in like Africa or Asia or somewhere where there were elephants, and so maybe they had a spiritual experience with an elephant when they were younger, or animals like that. And with a higher view here with you guys, you're having spiritual experiences with owls specifically. And these owls are kind of there to show you that like your intuition is very active or peaceful. Owls actually might help you quiet your mind as well. Like the hooting of an owl might make you feel like more peaceful in your mind. Let's get into the tarot cards, what they're trying to say. They want me to talk about relationships. They see your struggle in relationships, and just in general, looking at the things and seeing all the possibilities. Because I'm seeing here that this is a pain point for you guys, in that you always see everything that could be, and you don't necessarily see what is or what was or what could like. It's almost like you're looking into the future, but you don't quite clearly see it. Like this guy has all these options, right? With these cups underturned, and he's kind of debating, like, which one do I pick? Do I take that one or that one or that one or that one? You know, he's trying to decide. He can't see what's ahead. It makes sense why you guys come to pick a cards. It makes sense why you come to readings, because it's like you can't quite see your future. It's like you see what could happen, like a whole bunch of different variations of what could happen, but it's like you don't know what is good for you. You like with one of these things, it's like a snake coming out, a river's coming out of one, there's a bat wing under the other. It's like you don't know what lies underneath these options, basically. This person's coming through to tell you that looking to the past could be beneficial in figuring out what you're going to want in your future, right? Whether that's analyzing what was positive in the past, or what was, how do I put this? What was positive in the past or what was negative in the past. Looking into the future, you can kind of get a guide to the future based off of looking into your past. So, for example, maybe there was someone that you really, really liked that you dated in the past, and they had a certain type of personality. Your soulmate is saying, like, it's okay to look for that person again, or someone who's like that person again, and then date someone who's kind of like similar to them, but maybe there's something different or something like that. Or maybe it's just they're not the same exact person, but maybe you go for the same vibe of someone else, you know? You don't always have to pick like a different option that you don't know what's under that cup, essentially. They're basically trying to tell you that the mystery option is not always the best option, right? It's like thinking the grass is always greener, but you still have no idea what the field is made of. Like maybe the field has tons of thorns in it, you know, it like looks pretty from afar, but maybe there's like tons of thorns in the field, you know? That's kind of the metaphor that's coming through for this. Yeah, they also feel for you. This is like coming through as a very like sympathetic message. They also feel for you because they're saying that even though there's like a lot of options, or there's a lot of things you don't understand, it makes you feel left out. Like the door to your future is closed because you can't see into your future. So you don't know how to take the next step to get there. So they are reiterating, this goes back to push back to these cards, right? With quieting the mind in a higher view. They are saying quieting the mind is going to help you tremendously in these situations, as far as like giving you a higher perspective and elevating your consciousness to a higher level. Just skipping ahead here, with the King of Swords, they're saying this is how you can become, right? The King of Swords is someone who, first of all, has a calm mind, but at the same time is someone who keeps their environment calm. They keep the air around them calm. You know, they can slowly tweak their language and their thoughts and their communication in a direction that keeps the environment peaceful, calm, and relaxed, right? And that's kind of the vibe that I'm seeing you guys growing into, is kind of this person who kind of has the sense of diplomacy about you. Also, notice all the flying creatures here in the King of Swords. We have a raven up here, an insect right there, a bat there, and an owl here. Again, with the owl, I'm getting double confirmation that owls are your guys' spirit animal, or owls are important to you. For some of you, they're suggesting purchasing an owl totem or a figurine of an owl and keeping it in your house or in a special place in your house. It could be very beneficial for you guys. Even like a crystal owl, if you can find a crystal owl or something like that of your favorite crystal or something like that, could be beneficial. But they're saying once you reach this elevated place, once you reach this higher view, the higher you get, the more you're going to surround yourself with these people who love you for who you are. I see that a lot of these people that you're, you know, spoiler alert, that you're going to start to attract in your life are people who are very freedom loving. People who kind of have this ability to just go wherever they want, when they want, and kind of do whatever they want when they want to do it. You know, I feel like you guys on one hand are freedom loving. And I see with the Two of Cups here, you want deep commitment, but you're only going to get a commitment with someone who is allowed to go and come as they please, basically, is kind of the vibe that I'm getting. That's not to say that you guys aren't going to have deep and powerful emotional bonds in your future. I see that for you guys. It's like with the birds and the animals here, it's like you're going to attract people who are free spirits. And these are people who are very enlightened in a way. They're very free spirited and they're very much enlightened beings. And some of these people are going to be the types that you're going to find the deepest romantic connections with, or the deepest connections with. It's just that these people are meant to fly in and out of your life at any given time, just because they're birds. They're meant to fly around, and because you provide that kind of like clear air around them, it's like they feel the ability. It's like a sense of centeredness to them, where they can really fly. And like, how do I put this? I'm seeing that you guys provide an atmosphere for people, or you're the type of people that provide a specific atmosphere for others, where people can kind of come and go as they please and also really enjoy your company deeply. I feel for you guys with this Seven of Cups energy and this Five of Pentacles energy, like this reading did have kind of a somber hint to it. I see that it's like a struggle for you guys to see how to move next in your life, like how to move into the future, into the next place of life. And you feel like the doors just slammed shut on you, you know, like you're not allowed to have happiness or something like that. This lack mindset and this like not knowing will get a lot clearer once these kind of like quieting your mind and seeing that higher view is like developed, basically. One thing too, I'm seeing the different colors in the hands here. You guys could benefit from relationships with people that are like either interracial or from someone from another culture or someone from another life background experience. There's something that you guys could really benefit from that, actually. I'm seeing all the chakras melded together. I see that physical touch could have a very healing effect on you. If you guys have physical touch with someone who's like a very person who you feel really close with or connected with, I see that physical touch could have a very healing or a very energetic vibe for you and someone else. It's like you guys could exchange energies very easily or something like that. If you guys are feeling like financially destitute, or you're feeling like financially low on the totem pole or something like that, the soulmate is basically saying that you will reach a higher place. With the King of Swords, it's not a higher place financially like the King of Pentacles. It's a higher place intellectually and of the mind. The money will come once you reach a king position. Like it's almost like once you're a king of any suit, the other suits kind of get taken care of. It's like once you master one suit, it's like the other suits kind of just happen on their own, kind of, or like without you having to think about them, because you focused one mastery in one area, you know? So the person's coming through to tell you that like once you become more focused on yourself and your higher perspective and quieting your mind and kind of quieting those thoughts within, it's going to be really beneficial for you guys on like a financial level as well, if finances is what you're worried about. Also, I see that with this Seven of Cups here, you'll be able to see things clearer. You'll be able to see energies clearer. You'll be able to see things, options clearer, if that makes sense. If you notice the snake is swimming away or moving away from these cups, that's a positive sign. That means that the red cup right here in the middle, where the snake is coming out of, he's actually fleeing the scene because of your presence. So people who are hiding things or who are kind of like a snake in the grass type of personalities, when you're around, even though you don't know who these people are, they will flee from your presence because of your higher perspective and higher vibrations, right? Yeah, so keep that in mind, that you're actually repelling the people that would have hurt you in the first place, you know? So especially the more you quiet your mind and you reach this higher view, right? With the 4 and 1 also equaling a 5, and the 5 here, the soulmate is coming through to tell you that this does require a lot of change, and they understand that that's hard. You know, they understand that that's tough, you know, so they're just coming through. It's kind of like a somber message that they know you have a harder path than most, but they're here with you the whole time, right? They're saying you can do what I did and learn from the past. That's always going to be beneficial for you. But they're also saying that they understand that you are very focused on your future, you know? So they're saying that in order to get in that more future mindset, quieting the mind to develop that higher perspective could be beneficial. Working with owls too is coming through very strongly, that owls specifically, you guys are meant to work with because of their ability with the future, and also their calming effect that can kind of make you feel secure in the present, basically. Anyway, I'm going to end the reading there. Thank you guys for letting me read for you. If you enjoyed this reading, please like or comment below. If you really resonated with my energy and you really liked the reading, feel free to subscribe to the channel. We're always welcoming new subscribers here at Cody Tarot. And with that said, we're going to move on to group 5 with the Aquamarine. Thank you guys again so much for watching. I will see you in the next one. Bye. Hey, group 5. This is if you picked the Aquamarine right there. So let's get into your reading. So we got to get a Spirit Animal Oracle card from Colette Baron Reed to see who your... This one wants to come out. You have Koala Spirit. This is representing your person, who your person is, who your soulmate is that wants to come through, either current soulmate or future soulmate. It'll be different for all of you guys. Okay, let's see. Now we're going to get these Oracle of the 7 Energies by Colette Baron Reed deck to see what is coming out for you guys. And we have cards that flipped out right away. There's a message that really clearly wants to come out, obviously. So we have Spirit of Gratitude and Close Encounters. And we need some of these Light Seers cards for tarot messages, you guys. What cards want to come out for group 5? Did I say group 3 earlier? I meant to say group 5. Group 5. So these ones want to come out. We have 5 of Wands, Knight of Cups. This one on the bottom wants to come out. We have 8 of Wands. Let's get one more. And we have Justice. Okay. There's a few messages coming. This reading is kind of interesting because some cards I'm not seeing clearly and other cards have 2 meanings. And okay, let's just get into it. So with Koala Spirit has a plan. This person is someone with the 3 and the 5 equaling 8 here. This soulmate is coming through as someone who was pretty abundant in this lifetime, or someone who had kind of a lot or has a lot of money or wealth. I'm seeing also with koalas where they can eat these poisonous leaves that only they can eat and like no one else can. This person that is coming through as your soulmate might have a lot of weird tastes, right? Like specifically, they might like to do a specific thing diet-wise that like not everyone else wants to do. A good example of this would, I'm trying to think of a crazy example, right? Maybe they put like white rice in Kool-Aid and they drink Kool-Aid with white rice in it or something like that. Something crazy like that. Like it's going to be some kind of crazy food thing that like no one else does. And they're just like, love it. And they do it all the time. Everyone's like, that's so gross. Like, I can't believe you do that. That's this person. This is your soulmate that's coming through. They have like weird dietary habits that no one else has, or at least for the area that they live in, no one else has these dietary habits, right? And they can stomach it just fine. People are like, how can you eat that? And this person's like, oh, I can eat it just fine. Like, there's no worries for me. So I feel like this person is very like laid back in a way, but at the same time, very abundant, very rich in everything that they do. Very, they could live extravagantly. Yeah, this person could get fierce when provoked, but for the most part, I feel like they're very laid back. Also, koalas like to climb in trees, so I feel like this person likes to have a high vantage point in situations and with people. They like to be on top of the situation with others. So for example, if someone else is like trying to one-up them or something, they like to be the one that's on top of the situation when it comes to other people. They like to be the one that's in control of the dynamics and stuff like that. So this is this soulmate coming through. I feel like this soulmate at one point in time with you, with the Five of Wands card, if this is a romantic person, for some of you, it's like definitely 50-50. For some of you, this person was romantic, and for some of you, this person was just a friend. If this was someone that that was romantic, they had to compete with like a lot of other people for your affections. That's how you're going to know who this soulmate is. Like, you guys had a whole bunch of people fighting over you, and especially if this was a romantic soulmate, and they had to compete for your affections. For others of you, this is just coming through as a friend. But one thing they're kind of coming through to say is they feel like they could have had a closer relationship with you in this lifetime. Even though you were soulmates, there were a lot of other people involved in the time that you guys were together. And so they feel like they could have been closer with you if there were less people. With this Close Encounters card, there's kind of this vibe of this butterfly not being able to reach the other one. So they're feeling that they wanted like more closeness with you. I feel like this is a connection too, that if you guys are done in this lifetime, or if you are moving on into another lifetime with this person, this is someone who you're going to have another life with. You might have a romantic relationship in another life. So for example, say you guys watching my channel are already married or something like that. This soulmate is someone that in another lifetime, you probably are going to find and have a relationship with, because you want to have this person as your partner at some point, right? For those of you who have not met this soulmate yet, I feel like this soulmate is coming through as someone who says like, we've had a lot of lifetimes apart and I want to be with you in this lifetime, right? Or if we can't be in this lifetime, one of these lifetimes, you gotta make it with me. Like, we have to be together. Like, I want you, right? So this person's coming through as like someone who's like got dibs, right? They're like, I got dibs on group 5. They're my soulmate in at least one of these lifetimes coming up, you know? So I feel like this person probably tried to get a lot of your attention all the time. They probably wanted to hang out all the time. They probably didn't mind competing with others so much. They just felt like it was kind of annoying, because it was like, they wanted to have your full attention, full undivided attention. And they had to like compete with all these other people who they were like, oh, these people aren't worthy of group 5. Like, why am I competing with all of them, you know? So what does this soulmate want to say? What does this soulmate want to tell you? They want to tell you that competition kind of follows you guys around. Competition follows you wherever you go. And they want to like inform you that even though it could get heated and you could get into some pretty intense relationships with like jealousy and just a lot of different things in relationships that you might not want, like a lot of intense energy, they're saying these are only close encounters. You have the ability to shield yourself from all of these people around you, essentially. This is kind of coming through as a double-sided message. They kind of want to tell you that like, wow, this is kind of coming across intensely. They want to like say like, first of all, you know, like, you put yourself in a cage. Like, this is kind of coming through like an intense message. It's kind of like coming through as like tough love so maybe you guys appreciate that kind of love or something like that, but this is coming through as kind of them saying like, first of all, you guys put yourselves in kind of a cage, basically. Like, yeah, you protect yourself from different people and people getting close to you, but you never actually make contact with people to have the kind of commitment and emotional connection that you truly want, because you put yourself in a cage. You don't actually branch out. You don't actually join into the fray with others. You let people fight over you, and then you kind of just stay in your cage and like enjoy the comfort of your own space, is kind of the vibe that they're telling me. So yeah, they're mainly saying that like, you operate well in competitive environments, mainly because you have this cage, because this cage kind of presents a sense of protection. It's like you can still see out of it, right? This butterfly can still see out of this cage, but it's almost like, it's funny, there's a 10 here, which indicates 1, which is like energy of the sun, which is like the fame and like the number 1 or the head of the show. And I feel like they think that of you. They think you're like the head of the show. Like, what's the head of the show? What am I trying to say? You're the star of the show. That's kind of the vibe that they're giving me. They're saying like, you're the star of the show. We know that you're the one that like, you know, everyone has to fight over you. You know, like, no one gets to like, you don't fight over anyone else. Like, we all have to fight over you. That's kind of the vibe that's coming through. They're saying you operate well in these competitive environments, and that they're saying that you could enjoy these environments if you wanted to. It's kind of the vibe. There's like a message coming through about like you could enjoy these environments, or don't let the environment stress you out. Like just enjoy it. Like enjoy these people fighting over you. And they say don't be afraid to open the cage. Don't be afraid to like open the cage and let yourself have an actual connection with someone. They're also saying with the Knight of Cups here that they're saying, okay, they're coming through very strongly. Like they want to be the one that has the romantic connection with you, this person, right? They want to be the one that is with you. With the Knight of Cups here, they're saying that you can pick anyone you want and you will have a wonderful romantic connection. They don't know why you're locking yourself in this cage. They don't know why I feel like it might be because too many people are fighting over you or something like that. So you don't want to settle down or something like that. But they're saying any one of these could be a lovely connection that you could really thoroughly enjoy, a really romantic, good time. They want you to keep that in mind. But they're also coming in very strongly to say they want it to be them. They're like putting in their ballot, right? They're like, I want it to be me, but if you don't pick me, at least pick someone. Don't just keep yourself in that cage. Pick someone that's fighting over you because you want to have some kind of commitment. They're saying make a commitment. Anyway, this is really hilarious. This is a fun reading to end the night on, because this person is like they're like intense in like a really funny way, I guess is the best way to say it. They're also telling me that like with Justice here, you have the ability, if anyone ever harms you in this lifetime or something like that, like you guys have karma on your side. They want to let you know that like whoever harms you, you have karma on your side. Like they're gonna get it. Like they're gonna face the music, right? Is that the phrase? Face the music? Man, I'm getting all my phrases mixed up. But they're saying it's also gonna benefit you with spirit of gratitude to have a sense of gratitude about your life, because they're also saying that like the more gratitude you have, the more karma is gonna work in your favor. Like you might take notice that if you're feeling ungrateful for your life or something like that, that karma kind of doesn't do the thing it needs to do in your life, a specific situation. But if you're feeling grateful, it will. So for example, say someone like stole $5 from you, right? Maybe your karma is to get, $20, or someone's going to give you $20. You're going to get $20 in the mail or something like that. But maybe it's not coming in quick enough and you're still in this period of like misery and like woe is me and stuff like that. With spirit of gratitude, having gratitude about your life, I think is really going to benefit you as far as this karma coming in, right? I feel like also with gratitude, having gratitude in your life, with the 8 of Wands here, you'll speed up your life quite a bit. Like you'll have that action and that fast-paced action that you kind of guys are looking for is kind of the vibe that I'm seeing. With 4 and 3 here, this is represented as 7, and it's also a card of faith. It means that like having this gratitude is going to provide a lot of like faith for you guys in the future and what's to come, right? It's going to eliminate a lot of the anxiety is kind of basically what I'm seeing. With also the pink rose here, I'm seeing that opening up the heart chakra. I don't know what, I think this is like the solar plexus with spirit of gratitude, but I am thinking the heart chakra would be very beneficial for you guys, opening up your heart chakra, especially with this coming through with the close encounters and the 5 of Wands. It's like you guys not picking a suitor or not picking someone that you want to date. They're saying open up your heart and just let someone in. They're saying it's going to be a great romantic time. Like whoever you pick, it's going to be like amazing. Like these people want to be with you. It's just you have to pick one, It's not their words, not mine, right? You have to pick one. For you guys, like if you want to stay in this cage, I'm sure, I don't know. There's messages coming off really strongly. They're like, no, pick a person, but please pick me. With 8 of Wands here, I am seeing that like they think you could benefit from a little bit more action in your life, a little bit more activity. They see you as being happy in an active atmosphere, and they want you to kind of be in an active atmosphere instead of being cooped up in your cage. They want you to kind of get involved with people. With this 5 of Wands people, they even think it'd be fun if you guys got involved in the competition yourselves, right? Like, for example, say like you have like, I'm thinking 5 because there's 5 guys in this card. But say you have like 5 suitors and they're all like playing a sport for your affections or something like that. And you're just sitting on the bleachers watching them like, oh, which man's going to win my love? I definitely see like one thing that I'm seeing is that if you join in the football game or you join in the game with them, like that could be really fun for you, or you really would enjoy the activity or the action. That's another way you can break out of your cage and get engaged with the people who are competing with you, you know? They're also saying they think you would operate in a really highly competitive atmosphere, like a business company or something like that, or like stuff with like stocks, or I don't really know what's coming through exactly, but they're saying that a high-powered position, you could operate very well competitively in that environment. They're basically saying you know how competition operates. They like can see this so clearly in you. They're like, you know how competition works. You could easily play the game if you wanted to. You could easily get involved if you wanted to. You know, they're kind of saying that like, and with the Knight of Cups here, they're kind of assuring you that you would have a positive time of it. That like, I feel like a lot of these suitors could be very wonderful romantic partners if you gave them the chance. But still, they're really just they're coming through again, being like, but I want it to be me, you know, like, but have it be me, you know, they like want it for that to be them. This could be someone who like maybe you kept as like you friend, like for this soulmate, this could be a soulmate that you like friend zoned, but like you had a really strong connection with, but it just wasn't the person you wanted, or maybe you just never gave them the chance or something like that, and so they're coming through as like, give me the chance, you know. Let's see what else. I think I covered everything. Your gratitude is also going to help your energy. Like if you're worried you're not going to have the energy to take on these active lifestyles, having gratitude about your life is going to help you with the energy you need in your life to take on this action. It's also going to speed up karma and make things like, I'm getting the sense of like having gratitude is like your life lubricant. Like it's going to help you flow through life really quickly and easily and like nicely, basically. Trying to see if I see anything else. I think that's about it for this reading. This was a shorter one than the other ones, but I think that all the messages came through. One thing I'm thinking of, I feel like for a lot of you guys, this person, this soulmate, if you have not met them yet, I feel like when you do meet them, you might engage in some kind of competitive activity with them in the future. That could be really fun, whether that's like a game or like, I don't know, it could be like video games or anything. I feel like you guys are going to enjoy competing with this person in different things, or kind of having fun competing or something like that. All right, well, that's going to be it for the readings today. If you enjoyed this reading, feel free to like or comment below. If you really enjoyed this reading, feel free to subscribe to the channel. If you resonated with my energy, also feel free to subscribe to the channel. With that said, I'm going to end the readings there. That was the last reading for today. I will see you guys in the next pick a card or in a future video on my channel later. Bye.